Hello and welcome. I am Adam. This is Open Late. A kind of special, like these are always impromptu, but this is a little extra impromptu because I was tracking this box and it said it was going to come on Friday. So it arrived 2 days early, much to my surprise, but I'm not disappointed at all. It just caught me off guard. Truth be told, Brick Something and I were meant to record our video for the second issue of the comic book tonight. Something came up with Brick. I was running late. I got home and I said, "Look, can we delay it a little bit? Can we just sort of push it back?" He said, "Can we just reschedule it? It's not going to work." I said, "That's perfect." That freed up my evening. As far as my ability to sort of do one of these videos. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited about what's in this box. I have a pretty good idea of what's in this box, but there are a couple surprises, which is why I'm not doing it in sort of the normal format. So I got this big old box. Now it's not as big as, there's a lot of people that got their AWOC deliveries in much bigger boxes than I did. But that's largely because I ordered a big chunk of mine from ecollectibles.ca. Being that I am in Canada, you never know what you're going to get with duties and taxes and stuff like that. So I ordered a big portion of my order from Mike at ecollectibles, and I'm still waiting on that. But this is some more of the figures that I ordered directly from Jason through the Spiro Toys website, through the backer kit, through the Kickstarter, and a couple extra things. Now I'm not gonna unbox everything in here. I'm gonna take everything out of this box and I'm planning to unbox 2 figures. So that's what we're doing tonight. 2 figures that are in this box. I will not be unboxing tonight. I will unbox them off camera, but I'll explain why when we get there. Anyways, let's see what's going on in the chat. There's already a few people hanging out, which is cool. I appreciate you guys. Quit adding that P. Correct Canadian spelling for year. Sam Rock is hanging out. Thanos Copter is here. Kelly Chase is hanging out as well. Good evening, good sir. Can't wait to see what you got. I can't either because I opened the box to just sort of double check that everything that I expected was in here, and then there's a little something extra in here. So that's what we're going to take a look at tonight, more specifically. So I'm pretty excited. Without further ado, I think we should just get right into it. What do you say? All right. So like I said, pretty decent sized box. I knew what to expect for most of it, but not all of it. One of the things that I was really, really excited about, I'm going to move this off of my desk because it's going to be easier to grab things out of it. One of the things that I was most excited about was the comic books. So I got the first 3 issues. I got doubles of issue number 1. Jason was kind enough to let a child scribble on them as well, which is pretty cool. I was pretty excited about that. And I'm not a slab comic book guy, but I'm really debating whether I need to slab an issue 1 of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Because when this blows up, this might be, a Ninja Turtles issue 1 type of thing where might be worth something. Maybe 2 copies wasn't enough. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, very, very excited about that. The comic books look really, really nice. Because you guys are hanging out, because we're sort of checking these out. I haven't even pulled this out of the packaging yet. But just for reference, if anybody's curious, I thought the print quality, the paper quality, very, very nice, very high, very crisp, which I'm very happy about. I love when I love that sort of independent comics don't have ads and they don't have like filler and they don't get like random stuff thrown in the middle or thrown in the back or whatever. And if you watched our lore issue for issue 1, You get that big full page spread in there, which I'm very, very happy to see in physical form. There's just something about, getting a comic book in hand. That's just, it's just so much better than a digital version, for me at least. Personally, I couldn't wait to get these in hand. And like I said, I'm probably gonna grab at least another copy of issue 1, and get at least that one slab. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm leaning towards. And if you haven't seen the covers of the first 3 issues, there's the first one to get all the main characters on there. Issue 2 is Pale and Atreyu in some sort of cave. And then issue 3 is probably my favorite cover of the bunch. It's got, well, I won't spoil it. I won't say who that is or what's going on in that one. Needless to say, if you haven't read the comic books, I would strongly recommend you go and grab them. I'm a big fan of the physical copy, but I buy the PDF copy as soon as it gets released. So I bought, I got the digital copy through the backer kit. I got digital copies the day they came out through the Spiro website because I couldn't wait for the backer kit ones. And then I got the physical copies as soon as I could. So Kelly says, physical media supremacy. I still buy CDs. That's how much I like physical objects. But that's just me. It's not for everybody. Brick is a great example. Brick prefers to have a PDF copy because he doesn't want to have a physical copy. That's cool. I can't screenshot these. I can screenshot the PDFs. I can't screenshot the physical copies. Jay Wright. Sorry, Jay, you're showing up as Jay Wright today. You're not showing up as Facebook user. Did you know there is a comic book? That is a running joke between he and I. If you're not following Jay Wright's Instagram, you should seek it out because it's worth your time. Masterversal Toy Hunter is here. What's going on, Eldor? We're hanging out. We're gonna open some toys. We're gonna open some surprises. Quip, 1 to rock, 1 to stock. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I need like 3 copies, right? I need a copy to potentially slab, at least for the first story arc. Now I'm talking myself up to like doing all 5. One that's going to be a reader copy that I'm going to read and read and read and read, and it's going to look like my comic books did when I was a kid. Just dog-eared corners and just sort of ratty and beat up, and then one that'll just stay in really nice condition, bag boarded, taped, just set it aside, because I feel like it'll be one of those things where I want to share it with somebody at some point, and to give them the reader copy will not be the same as if I can give them a nice crisp copy. Zazel's hanging out. Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse. What's going on, buddy? What else we got? AI Collectibles is hanging out. What's going on, AI? Hey, AI stuff's on its way too. So stay tuned. You may get another Canadian AWOC unboxing video, or maybe not. We'll see. I'm gonna push him to do it though. I think you should open yours on a video. Oz is here as well. What's going on, Oz? Jay, make a copy out of Silly Putty so you can read it in a mirror. I don't think these are printed that way, but I'll try it with my reader copy. Oz says, been channel surfing tonight. I was kind of channel surfing. I saw you were hanging out with Skelly over on his channel, opening up some Muppets. And while I was trying to get ready, while I was sort of rushing to get the kids down for bed and sort of give myself the chance. Anyways, without further ado, the next thing in this box. So the next 2 figures are ones that I was very, very excited about. I was very excited to get them because I'm very excited to do a very sort of informal but simple and hopefully informative pop and swap type of video. So I got the Horde Ravager as well as the Chunari Legionary. So I've said for a while that I couldn't wait to get these. I'm going to do a quick pop and swap. I'm probably going to do it live too, so that if people have any questions sort of during the process, they can ask. And basically what I'm going to do is swap all the furry bits from one to the other and vice versa, so that effectively, you know, a gray ape in red armor and a brown ape in blue armor, if that makes sense. Just super simple, nothing crazy, nothing creative even. Just gives me, you know, a little bit more variety in the troops. But like I said, stay tuned. That'll be another video. These guys look great. They look really, really good. I'm very excited to open these, but like I said, I'm not going to because I don't want to be here for 3 hours. I'm going to open these on my own and then, like I said, do the pop and swap video later. Might even be this week. We'll see. We'll see where I can fit it in. Jeremy says, you know what I want to see? I do, and I forgot to grab it. But I will because it's relevant. Okay, I'm back. I'm back, baby. I know what you want to see, Jeremy. Hold on. Be patient. As many of you know, Jeremy was generous enough and kind enough to send me this Atreyu prototype head, test shot, if you will, pre-production. You know, one of the first things that came out of the Atreyu mold. And I'll be honest, this thing has the most stunning detail on it. I was super, super excited to get that. It sits on a shelf across from me so that when I'm sitting here, when I'm kind of prepping for my videos, when I'm doing my thing, I can look at it and just get distracted and not get anything done. Now I'm going to get even less done because I got the actual production Atreyu. So there he is, the Prince of House Fairlist himself, Atreyu, looking resplendent in his sort of gold and chocolate brown armor. Great accessories. This will be the first shield that I've got with a figure. So I'm excited about that. Let's open this guy up. Let's see what people are saying here before we do. Jay says, swapping furry bits was my band's name in high school. If you guys didn't know, Jay had a lot of high school bands, and they were very, very clever with their naming. Where was it? Jeremy said, troop variety, you say. Tomorrow might be interesting. I look forward to it. And if you don't know what Jeremy is alluding to, go over to Kato's channel, which is Kato's Collection Reviews, I think. Kato. And subscribe to his channel. Hit the notification because he's going to be talking AWOC tomorrow on his show, which should be a really good episode. There's going to be a lot of interesting information in that one. Kelly, I got to be up at 4 a.m., but I will gladly sacrifice sleep for a 3-hour. I'll try to be quick. I thought you were going to say I'll catch the replay and I was going to say good night, have a good sleep. I'll try to be quick, I promise. Jeremy says, I miss him, but you're the right person to have him. I appreciate that, Jeremy. And you are right. I am the right person to have him. Anyways, let's get this guy out of the box. Or do you want to see the last thing in the box? Should I open Atreyu first or show you the last thing first? First comment that I see that tells me one way or the other will be what order I do things. Oop. Anyone? Kelly says last thing then open. Okay. Okay, last thing then open. Last thing in the box. So this is the bonus item. This is not an item that I ordered. this was an item that Jason, who I consider him a friend now. He probably just considers me an inconvenience and an annoyance because of how often I message him and how many questions I ask him, and how positive I stay and how I never complain. He was very, very generous, and I mean, I will admit that I've been pestering him and badgering him about prototype pieces, test shots, anything like that, anything that I can get my hands on, anything that he's willing to part with. So this, ladies and gentlemen, although predominantly gentlemen, I believe, is a pre-production sample, meaning, not all the paint apps, and I think not, the torso is not fused. You can see it on the back. I was trying to be sneaky about it. But this is a pre-production Core Dune figure. And somebody scribbled on this one too. So I don't know what's going on with all these scribbles, but this is going to go right next to that Atreyu head on the shelf. I'll just put it out there. There's still room on that shelf for more stuff. I'm just saying. But we'll see. So this is, to the best of my knowledge, effectively the same packaging that we're going to get with Wave 2. Kato and Inutabi did unboxings for everything that's in Wave 2. This is pre-production though, so this is a little bit different. It's not, I can't wait to get my production version of this, but I think this is pretty close. The way that it was explained to me by Jason is that the box and the packaging and everything is basically production, but just not quite as crisp. And then the figure itself is not zip tied in. And oh, there's something else in there. Hold on. Okay. So that's that. Let's open Atreyu, and then we'll jump back to this. This I could talk about for 3 hours, Kelly. So we'll open Atreyu first, and then I'll open that. There appears to be something sneaky in the box that is not part of the Core Dune figure. So let's take a look. Hold on. Jason just messaged me. I want to see what Jason just messaged me. Jason says, for some reason I can't comment in the live chat. We are friends. Okay, so that's good to know. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. I don't know why you can't comment in the live stream. Try it through Facebook or through YouTube. I mean, they should both work. But... Oh, packaging. Atreyu comes in the same standard package that all the other figures do. The very just crisp, clean white packaging on the front with the really nice insert, which is there's kind of like a there's a color shift to it. It's not just a solid orange. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but when you get them in hand, you'll know what I'm talking about. They look really, really nice. Nice big open window box so you can see what's in there. And then I really like this sort of leafy pattern. I just think it's a really cool touch. Really nice design detail. We get a bio there for Atreyu. Feel free to pause that and read it, because I'm not going to do that right now. And then on the other side, we get really, really nice full art for Atreyu. Great packaging. I've been holding on to this stuff because it looks great. Atreyu has sort of two pieces to his card, or his bubble. The shield is in its own piece on the back. Let me just quickly get that out. But there he is in the bubble, looking regal as he is. That head sculpt that I know and love. But now with Deco, which the test shot head looked phenomenal. The detail, the sculpt work, all that kind of stuff was super, super impressive. The paint apps, though, wow, wow, wee, wah. I can see why people are kind of. I can see why there's people saying Atreyu is their favorite figure in the line so far. There's a lot of cool figures coming, so. All right, Atreyu is out of the box. It's so weird doing it this way. Normally, I'm doing it where you see my hands and you see the figures. The dead air, I feel like, is more interesting when you can see the figures and not just me. Jeremy says Jason is still using AOL discs. Yeah, I mean, I feel for the guy because he's in sort of the middle of nowhere, and his internet sucks. So I feel bad for the guy, but such is life, I guess. I guess, in a weird way, if he had great internet, he might not have made this great toy line, because he would have been too busy watching YouTube and just hanging out on Facebook. So it's probably for the best that he doesn't get internet as good as we do, because he probably spends less time on the internet as a result. Okay, Atreyu looks absolutely fantastic. A couple things I want to point out. The head sculpt is as advertised, but it also has like a really cool two-tone sort of paint deco to the hair. At least two, maybe there's even three in there. So the hair color right on the front is not quite the same as the back. It's a little bit darker on the back. You can kind of see there. And then he's got his little ponytail, which I think is a really cool touch, right? Like, you think about a lion, you think they have this big head of hair. Their mane is just massive, right? But with Atreyu, he's basically just pulled that back. So he's kind of just a little bit sleeker, a little bit like the hair's still there, but it's, I think that's a cool touch. I genuinely think that's a really, really cool touch. The brown and gold looks really, really good. There's a mix of sort of a gloss and a matte. The gold looks great. It's uniform across all the parts, which, is one of those things that sometimes you see gold on different pieces and they don't quite match. And so I'm very, very impressed with that. Absolutely stunning figure. Again, the eyes are so good. The eyes are hard to appreciate until you've had these in hand and really been sort of captured by their essence. Look into his eyes. If it focuses, it's not going to focus. Anyway, not important. You guys have seen reviews of these, and if you haven't, there's definitely better ones than what I'm doing now. So I won't waste any more of your time gushing about this figure. I'm just going to get him to stand up on my desk over here. I will very, very quickly, and I mean very, very quickly, show you what he comes with. He comes with the gripping hands in the box, but he also has fists in case double fisting is your thing. He also has these emotive sort of open hands, which I found are really great for like holding another figure's wrist, or sort of when you get them posed up and you're playing with them. These work really well to kind of hold on to the opponent as you're kind of struggling and battling. We get this beautiful shield that is really, really well sculpted. This sort of house feral. It's going to be in a couple different groups have this shield, but it does appear to be 3 cats on the shield there, sculpted on the back too with this sort of diamond pattern, and then 2 holes for the handle, so you could hold it left hand or right hand, and it's not going to be clumsy in one or the other. Then you also get this handy dandy little peg, which, when he's not carrying his shield, you can peg the shield into his back so that he can carry it, which was a last minute audible where they realized that, you know, all I had to do was give us this one little peg, and away you go. You know, the shield will just pop on the back. So pretty awesome. And you know, just one of those really cool additions that, you know, Jason's a small company able to kind of adapt and move and jive and all that kind of stuff. So we get cool changes like that, and he doesn't he's not satisfied until the customer gets a really cool product. This little dagger, which I think this is the first time I've seen this dagger as well, it is really cool. It's surprisingly sharp. Paint apps on this, again, really good. There's you know, a couple different colors of paint on there. Those same colors are also on this sword, this, you know, broadsword, I guess, in a nice gray sort of gunmetal type color, brown sort of leather-ish handle, and then there's a little hit of blue on there, which is probably not going to show up very well because the way that I got my light set up doesn't work as well for this as that my sort of regular unboxing setup does. But as I said, if you want a really good review of these figures, you could take your pick. There's a whole bunch of people doing all this stuff way better than I am. Kelly says, lots of great reviews, but always enjoy supporting you when I can. And I appreciate the support. I wouldn't have as much fun if you guys weren't hanging out. So I absolutely appreciate you guys hanging out for sure. Quip said that shield design is neato. It certainly is. Jeremy says holding an opponent may come in handy. Just saying. Oh? Says me. Jay Wright says Peg Shield was his band's name in high school. No, what did I say my band's name was? No, it was a hip hop group. What was my hip hop group called? I can't remember. Anyways. I was stealing Jay's joke, but at least I changed it enough. I'm pretty street, so I was in a hip hop group. And if you believe that, shall we? All right, so this is tape shut because Jason put some cellophane tape on it to keep it shut, which I think is funny. But he said make sure you take it out of the box, and now I understand why. As I said, same box that we've seen with the other stuff. You know, there he is on the side. There he is on the back. There's the Wave 2 figures, minus Thane, who you know, didn't quite make the cut, at least for this box. I don't want to put that one on the ground. I'm going to put that over there so that I don't get them mixed up. Jeremy says, Adam used to rap with Drake, keeping it Canadian. Well, actually, he and I are related. If you didn't know, my last name is Drake, and that's because he's my second cousin. Twice removed. Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what his real name is. Hey, Brick, just jumped on and heard you say I'm pretty straight, so I was in a hip-hop group. Yeah, I mean, as far as Kelowna goes, I could have. All right, so this still has all the stuff that you would expect to have. Spare hands, weapons, figure, But like I said, there's a little bonus in the package here. So what I'm going to do is quickly take this guy out of the package, which may seem, you know, odd that I'm going to essentially play with a prototype, but that's what this thing was for. This thing was manufactured with the intention of you know, Jason and whoever kind of messing around with it and testing it and checking out tolerances and trying to push it to its limits and so on and so forth. There's definitely some accessories in here that I haven't had in previous figures, so that's cool as well. Just trying to do this as carefully as I can. I say that I'm going to take it out and sort of play with it, but I'm going to be so careful with this thing. Who am I kidding? Thanos Copter just ordered 2 more AWOC. You won't be disappointed. Jay said he was on Degrassi. You mean me or Drake? Because if you look really closely in episode 37, I'm an extra. I actually walked through the back. Sam Rock says Drake's real name is Aubrey Drake Graham. All right. Well, I guess we're not related then. He has a different last name than me. Kelly said, I think that Link's character is my favorite looking one. You mean this one? Do you mean Atreyu? Oh, or do you mean Cordoon, the one I'm opening right now? They're both awesome. They both are seriously fantastic figures. I'll be honest, like I don't know which figure is my favorite because every time I open another one, I'm kind of blown away by how good they are. And yeah, this goes over here. It's really hot in my office tonight for some reason. Getting kind of clammy in here. Jay Wright said, Brick says, I was a Degrassi Junior High kid. PBS afternoons were that. Then Doctor Who. Good, yeah. That's a good back to back. Jay knows me. Straight. All right. Accessories first. So I get everything that this figure is going to come with. Like I said, it's pre-production, but it's like, you know, the step before. So you'll see when I show you what I'm talking about. But so he still has the fists, still has the emotive hands, still has both of the swords. These are great in blue and red. And if you haven't had these before, if you haven't seen these in person, there's sort of detailing on them, and it's not going to show up. I'm 100% certain it's not going to show up. But they're sort of weathered and scratched, like they're battle tested. They're not brand new. These are not, you know, factory mint swords. Oh no, these are tested in battle. Then we get this really cool bow, which is really nicely sculpted. That's the first bow that I've gotten so far. Excited to get more. Excited to see if I can put a little elastic on there and use Mythic Legion's arrows for posing them up and playing with them. The last thing that came in the package I'll show you last, because it is a beauty, an absolute beauty, and I don't know what to say. So I think this, okay, so here he is, Cordoon. Pre-production, no eyes. So is maybe this is like the Blind Master version. Also, the torso is not fused. It's not. This doesn't have the sonic welding, so he's like loosey goosey. He doesn't have the ratchet. The production one will have the ratchet. if you don't believe me, check out Kato's video from the other night. He had them all in hand, and they had that beautiful ratchet with that lovely clicking sound that gives you the confidence to sort of put them in a great pose and have them hold it forever, I would assume. Which comment did I keep there so long? I keep all of them. I very often forget which comment I've pulled up and moved past it and just leave comments on the screen for far too long. Jay, this Zit Remedy. Zit Remedy was the best. I had a friend who was an absolute like maniac for Degrassi, and she had more than one Zit Remedy t-shirt. She would just rotate. Like that was what she would wear all the time. Brick says Core Dune looks amazing. Can't wait for Wave 2. Yes, absolutely. And again, like there's some parts reuse here. You know, the torso is the same. The legs are the same. The feet are the cat feet. He's got the cat hands as well. New head, new armor. So all this armor looks really, really great. This is like both shoulder pauldrons are new. I think I haven't opened everything, but I'm pretty sure the shin guards are new, or at least new to me. And they're like cut out at the back. They're not as solid as some of the other ones. Some of the other ones are like a full sleeve over the back of the calf, where these are kind of strapped. Same goes for the wrists. So the wrists have sort of straps, but they're a little bit more open, a little bit more free. I can't wait to get a bunch of these and just start like trimming things and cutting things and like mixing stuff up, dyeing a couple things, and just messing around with them because they're so fun. They're great out of the package, but you know, the fun of these, for me at least, is that I can, you know, army build and, like I said, have you know, different apes and different armor and different cats and swap them and all that kind of stuff. Really, the only piece that you can't swap, and it's true on Atreyu as well. So some of these like bicep bits were just not going to work as swappable pieces. So that is just not swappable. But all the wrist, shin, skirts, the shoulder pauldrons, all that kind of stuff is all swappable. And I can't wait to just start swapping them for different colors, for different figures, getting some of those primal ancients in and kind of monkeying around with those. Pun intended. Sam Rock says, how's the articulation on these figures? Well, these have just traveled and it's still not super warm here. So do I want to do it with one of the ones that I just got, or do I want to do it with Pale, who's sitting on the shelf over there? The articulation is fantastic, Sam. That's the short answer. It's really second to none. There's very few poses that I couldn't get these figures into, and I'm you know, I'm sort of looking on my shelves and trying to think of a figure that objectively has better articulation, and I don't think I have one. You know, with the exception of maybe toe articulation, which we will be getting in some figures in later waves. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not somebody that needs toe articulation. I think when it's merited, I think it makes sense. Until then, I don't need it. So toe articulation aside, these things are about as articulated as anything you'll find. The like the torso, the butterfly joints, like everything is, I think, perfectly articulated. These can do just what anything you're going to want them to do. Kelly says the gray one. Oh yeah, Lexion. Lexion looks fantastic. AI says the evolution between the waves is stellar. Yeah, man, wait for it. Wait for it. I've seen behind the curtain, and I can assure you, these are fantastic figures. Some of the stuff that they're going to do, some of the stuff that's in the pipeline, oh my goodness. Thanos says, Jeremy, gripping feet pack for apes when? And Jeremy says, ask Jason. You know what? You know where I could see that happening? I could see some of the 3D printer guys coming up with a foot that can go onto the a foot that's a hand that can go onto the foot peg. It wouldn't be that hard of a piece to engineer. The only issue that you're going to have is that it's going to have to be a softer resin. So we'll see. But Thanos, you're definitely not the first person. Thanos. Okay, I sent him a message. Yeah, fair enough. Go for it. Brick, you've heard of us? Jeremy says those factory samples are amazing pieces to have in the collection. Yes, they absolutely are. And Jason even signed the foot and put 2023 on the other foot. So it's signed and dated. So this will live in my collection forever. It's just such a cool piece, and like I said, just such a cool piece to have in the collection. Man, I'm Jason's just absolutely gonna get bombarded by messages from me and pictures from me and stuff like that, whether he likes it or not. Spike's baby stabby. Brick says, what was the name of the girl who got deep into animal rights? Brown hair. I can't remember what her name was. I don't know if Jay will remember. Jay says Adam Street Degrassi live chat. Yeah, let's cover Degrassi Junior High. Let's cover Degrassi High. Let's cover the kids of Degrassi Street. Can we go back that far? Do we want to go back that far? Can we cover when they tried to remake it and it was terrible and nobody watched it, and it's still, because it was Canadian television, lasted like 4 seasons or something ridiculous. Brick asks a very good question. Are you going to get enough bodies for all the head pack heads? If not, which do you want to display and which character gets sacrificed? I think I'm well on my way to having enough figures to cover all the heads. I think there's a couple in wave 2. Like, I only have 1 Cordoon and 1 Lexion on my order. But let's be honest, there's a very, very good chance that I will get multiples of everything. I have multiples of the Ravager, multiples of the Chitauri Legionary, for that very reason, and then multiples of a couple other figures as well for that reason. Jeremy talking about the articulation, comparable with figure arts. Jeremy says gripping feet are literally just extra gripping hands. Yeah. Kelly says pink glowy stuff. What are you talking about? Pink glowy stuff. Brick talking to Thanos Copter. What you gonna do with those feet? I've seen some of your risque toy photos, and I can imagine you getting wild. I look forward to that stuff. Once more people get this stuff in hand, once there's a little bit more variety. The 6 figures in the first wave are fantastic. The 5 in wave 2 are also great. Once people start getting Thane and getting pictures of Thane, that's gonna be killer. That I truly believe will be the moment where this line absolutely blows up. Samrock, I'm getting very tempted to buying one of these figures. Do you have a recommendation on which I should buy first? Where are you located, Sam? Do you want to get a figure like right away? Do you want to wait for wave 2? I've been telling everybody to get Vero Atlas. If you're going to get one, get the Kickstarter exclusive while there's still a few out there to be had. Because if you get that one, you're getting a great representation of the line, but you're kind of doubling down because it's going to be a somewhat limited figure. It has one of the lower, if not like the lowest production numbers of any figure in the line. And Sam, I saw your message. You're in Canada. Hit up ecollectibles.ca order Vero Atlas right now. I think he's still got a few available for when they show up. Because like I said, that figure I think that one's not going to be easy to find. You're not going to be able to get it everywhere, and there is far fewer of them than anything else. That's my sale pitch for Vero Atlas. Let me catch up on the comment. Let me try to catch up on the comments. I'm gonna skip a couple. I'm not gonna skip this one. Gotta run. I have band practice. Well, Jay, it's been a treat. I'm sure you'll text me very late tonight with some weird random comment or question or picture. Joe Pearson, who is a new name to me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're enjoying what you've seen so far. Will there ever be 2-packs or more to save on packaging and pass it on to customers? They're in so in wave 3, there are 2 figures that have 2 heads. So while it's not a 2-pack, you know, you'll have the opportunity to kind of have 2 different figures. As far as 2-packs go, I don't know of any. There was gonna be there was the thought of doing that, but I think it got changed to 2 heads in sort of 1 figure pack in. The Primal Ancients though are an inexpensive option to sort of get a little bit better value for your money. 2-packs, I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's a better question for Jason. I'm just a shill. I don't know. I don't work for the company. Brick answering his own question. And Thanos Comfort says, thanks, Brick. Now I have an idea for a new photo shoot. Brick says, can you run through how Core Dune's armor comes off? I can try. I just don't want to break it on camera. I think the armor comes off just as it would for any other figure. I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to try to take off a hand, and then I think I should be able to raise his arm up and get one of the shoulder pauldrons off. Oof, wish me luck. The things I do for you guys. Sam Rock asking about which one should I buy. Jeremy Lancer, buy them all. Brick says, curious to see if Vero's still on Big Bag Toy Store. It is. Just noticed they list him as by Spiro Studios brand The Kingdom. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's named differently. It's probably just copy error. Like it's probably something that just got changed along the way. This guy's not heated up either. He'll be fine. And if not, I'll blame you. No, it came off fine. His hand came off fine, everybody. Don't worry. The peg is still intact. Everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. So then we have the wrist armor, which just slides right off. Easy peasy. Then we are going to just rotate the arm up. I'm going to pop his head off too because I think it's going to be easier. Which came off easy. There he is. His teeth aren't painted either. I just noticed that. I haven't had this head sculpt in hand yet, but I just noticed that he has tiny little teeth. Cute little kitty teeth. Oh, that's adorable. So no eyes, no teeth on this. So very much a production sample. And then I think when I rotate this arm up and kind of get it out of the way a little bit, the shoulder armor, if I can get this other one under, because they're separate pieces. They're 2 separate shoulder pieces. And I left your comment. I did it again. Jeremy says, Samrock, new toy line and new mythos with unlimited potential. Get in early while you can. That's where I'm at. So there's 1 pauldron removed, which exposes a little more you know, of this prototype, which I'll get to in a sec, because I'll take this other. So he's got, that's the other one still on, and they just slide right off, super easy. But here's what I'll show you as far as prototype. The plastic bit for the shoulder is a different color plastic, and you can see the seam. See the seam right there? Because it's not sonic welded. So there's two separate pieces, which is why the ratchet doesn't work, because it's not tight and snug. You don't have to take the armor off, just show us. Now you tell me. Joe Pearson homage tribute figures, a possibility. There is already one coming from PowerCon. There's a Beastman. There's a Beastman tribute coming. Look up PowerCon exclusives and look up the Spiro Toys one. Tanger is a tribute figure. Brick says, just talk through it and show on screen. He says, don't do it. I was behind on the comments, so it's done now. It's done now. His armor's off. It's the same sort of soft plastic. It's molded like perfectly onto the buck as well. Like it fits super well. It's nice and snug. It doesn't shift around. Anyway, that's that. Let's see. Seeing all the variant decos on the official AWOC podcast the other night was wild. They did such a good job making those same sculpts look like completely different figures. Yes, absolutely. Joe Pearson, other than Motu, I have no idea. I'm not the right guy to ask, unfortunately. I hope so. But I'll be perfectly honest. There's so many figures coming, and they're all so cool. If we don't get them, I won't be bothered. Brick said, appreciate you taking off the armor anyway. Awesome. Those pauldrons are unique to him, right? Or first were released with him. They're in wave 2. I think Lexion has one of them. And then I think in like wave, I don't know about wave 3. I'm just off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember. In wave 3, I don't know. In wave 4, they're definitely going to be reused. Wait till you see the PowerCon 2024 figure. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. That's there you go. Joe Pearson ask Jeremy. He's seen more stuff than I have. I get little glimpses. Jeremy's on the inside, teasing me. Anyway, last thing that I got that I did hold up on screen, but not everybody was paying attention, is a Vero Atlas exclusive accessory. So this accessory only comes with Vero Atlas. Now with Vero Atlas, it won't be translucent purple like this one is. This is so cool. This is so cool. So the one that comes with Vero Atlas, I can only assume is translucent purple. But then it gets painted, like the whole sort of spear and the handle and everything is painted, and there's sort of a wood part. If you've seen like the pictures of it, there's wood that sort of goes over this crystal here that is painted like wood. The crystal remains translucent, but in this case, because it is pre-production and it doesn't have the paint apps, the whole dang thing is translucent. And I love translucent stuff. This is so, so cool. And forgive my essential tremor of the shakiness, coupled with you know, my excitement. I can't hold this dang thing still. Or maybe that's just the energy, the vibration of the energy in the staff itself. This thing is rad. There's like wood texture to the handle. They had painted, you know, leather on some of the previous accessories that I've had, you know, like the handles, but this looks to be like, this is not going to show up because it's translucent and the camera's kind of shit. But this appears to be like wrapped, like it was like bound with like leather wrap. And it's just so cool. It's so cool. This is great. So much detail, so much beautiful sculpting on this. And the fact that it comes through in production is pretty impressive too, because sometimes that stuff gets lost. But yeah, this thing is awesome. So I'm going to double down on saying get Vero Atlas, because this accessory is the coolest accessory, I think, in the line. My personal opinion is that this magical staff is the dopest accessory that any figure comes with. Also, if you end up buying the game, I've heard that this magical staff and its user have got some pretty cool abilities. That's everything. That's everything I got. And when I say that like this stuff is so awesome. I'm not like, oh, that's everything. This stuff is so cool. I'm so excited about this line, as you all probably already knew. If you've ever watched any video that I've done in the last year or whatever. Joe says TMNT, Mice from Mars, Street. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if they did a turtle, I guess they could do a turtle tribute. Or if they did mice, I mean, I guess there's bucks that would sort of work for that stuff potentially. Brick says that's rad. Score on that fully translucent staff. I assumed it's translucent for the crystal. Yes, exactly. So the crystal in the production one will be translucent. So they would basically manufacture this and then just paint the whole dang thing from the crystal down, which is kind of wild when you think about it. But it makes sense, right? So I guess if you buy a Vero Atlas and strip all the paint, you too can have one of these. But I'm going to have to build a tiny little stand to like hold this like this on the shelf in its own little stand. It's going to look cool. Maybe, probably. I hope so. Because because it deserves it. Because this is an awesome piece. Joe asks, are there more houses, armies we haven't met? Yes, absolutely there are. And Jeremy says, many more houses and factions to come. And some of them you are like, okay, so, I mean, issue 1, there's like, what, 5 houses that get revealed, basically? I'll do it in my mind. I won't say them out loud, because if you haven't read the comic or watched our video, you might not know, but there's 6 in the first issue, of which we sort of see 2 and learn about 4 others. And Joe Pearson says, yes, I've got 3. Okay, so Joe's got the comic. Oh, okay, but he's curious if it'll be faction versus faction, each wave, like Mythic Legions kind of. No. From what I've seen and from what I know from the next sort of few waves that are mapped out, no. There's I don't know, like, I don't know exactly how much he's going to sort of hold himself to it, but Jason is kind of doing the waves to coincide with sort of the chronological order that the characters are revealed, if that makes sense. And because the comic book will have multiple story arcs, we will see characters as they are revealed in the book, sort of in figure form, and or vice versa, depending on how the timeline works out. But basically, like, all the figures in wave 1 were in the first issue, or thereabouts, and then in the second issue, and then in wave 2, we're seeing more of the sort of issue 3, and I believe we haven't seen a couple of them yet, but my understanding is that we will see them sort of within this story arc. So stay tuned, I guess, is the short answer for that. All right, that's it. That's all I had. We're at about an hour. If there's any more questions, if there's anything else you guys want to chat about very quickly, let me know. As I said, the Horrid Ravager and the Chunari Legionary, I'm going to do the pop and swap on those. So subscribe, hit that notification button so you don't miss that one. If you're interested at all in that sort of thing, if you're already doing that, you could skip that video. It's not going to be anything new, and it's not going to be anything groundbreaking. I don't have any like crazy techniques that are going to blow you away or anything like that. I use hot water and force. That's the recipe for a pop and swap. Kayla Silva is hanging out, or Silver K, tonight. What's going on? Lee 86, good one. Looking forward to Pale. Got to see him in hand before I buy more. He's fantastic. I still have a soft spot for Pale because he's the main character. He's my main man, and I just love that character in comic book as well. So, will Pale get an armor set, and will Atreyu unarmored? Yes and yes. But that's do you want me to elaborate, or what? So in wave 4, we will see a different version, like a version 2 of Atreyu and Pale, and they look fantastic. If you're not part of the group already, there's an AWOC group on Facebook. Check it out, join it. You'll get all the pictures, all the updates, like anything that's out there in the world of AWOC is in that group. There is another AWOC group for Cato's podcast group, and that's sort of all the AWOC news. That's the official AWOC podcast, and they're great. You know, they do videos when news comes up. They did an unboxing of all the Wave 2 figures on Monday. They got a big episode coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned to Cato's collection reviews for that one. What else? Yeah, like I said, there's lots of stuff out there. As far as an armored Pale, there's photos floating around of that one. You got to dig a little bit deeper because they're kind of like prototype photos that are sort of out in no official capacity, but it's not a leak. It's just sort of like they're out there. But there is an armored Pale, and it looks awesome. I can't wait for that one. Anything else? No, I think I'm caught up. I think this is a great place to call it. We are just over an hour, which is where I kind of like to be when we sort of go to end these. So yeah, as I always say, guys, it's always more fun to play with toys with friends. So it's been an absolute pleasure to hang out with you guys. I appreciate you guys all for being here. Stay tuned for more. Like I said, I'm going to do the pop and swap video Sunday. We're going to have monkey business. Me and Brick are going to be talking AWOC. Jeremy is going to be joining us. We're definitely going to be talking about the game, and that should be a good time. But pop and swap with his feet. Try. Anyways, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you again all very, very soon. Bye-bye.